Live Conversations with Mr. Body here on this beautiful Friday afternoon, right? And so what is today? Today is Fit Friday, Flex Friday, Fun Friday, Friday for a lot of you, right? And so what are we going to be talking about today? Today's topic of conversation is really about focusing on your abs, right? Working out for the abs, right? So the fitness component when it comes to you getting your abs, right? Because listen, getting that flat stomach and getting those 6-pack, 8-pack, 4-pack, 2-pack, whatever kind of pack you are looking for, right? There is a plan of doing your fitness the right way in order to produce the best results possible for you right now. That is not to take away and overlook the elephant in the room, which is nutrition, right? But today is, Fit Friday and Flex Friday, right? But I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about that. Listen, at the end of the day, if you've never heard the phrase or the statement, abs are made in the kitchen, well, now you got to understand that your abs, losing this belly, getting that flat stomach, getting your 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 pack, whatever it is, starts with what you're doing in the kitchen. Your nutritional habits are really what's going to shape and determine the process in this area, right? And so you got to start to do better because listen, all the things that I'm going to talk about in this video when it comes to reps and sets and intensity and duration and all that stuff are not necessarily going to benefit you if your nutritional habits in the kitchen are trash, right? And so get your nutritional habits in the kitchen together and then we'll talk about, and then you can start to implement these things, but you can do both at the same time, right? So let's talk about it because listen, I've been asked this question a lot lately on that. And I made a post a few days ago talking about, listen, doing your abs 2 to 3 days a week is what's really going to produce the best results possible, right? Because there's so much debate out there. And now listen, I've been a certified personal trainer for 19 years, right? So let me preface that before I get into what I'm going to give you as my professional advice, right? And so listen, there's so much debate out there. Well, you can do your abs and core every day. You can do it every day. Well, listen, at the end of the day, your abs are a muscle just like the rest of your body. You will not strength train chest every day. You will not strength train back every day. You will not strength train legs every day, right? And so when it comes to your abs, like, I don't understand why you would think that you would train it every day, right? Because just like the rest of your body, right, if you want to produce the best results, you want to have that rest time, that 24 hours of rest time for your muscles to recover. And so if you are training them every day, you're not really training them effectively. And so what you got to understand is that, yeah, you can do abs every day, but that just means that you're kind of shortchanging every workout that you're doing if you're able to do it every day. Because I promise you, if you get in a good leg workout, you don't even want to walk. You want to be floating everywhere the next day, right? When you get in a good leg workout, when you get in a good chest or back workout, you don't even want to have to shower yourself. You want to have somebody shower you. You just want to stand there and get scrubbed down, right? How many of you understand what I'm talking about, right? Drop a 1 in the comment box if you're like, listen, I know that feeling. And so the same thing happens with your abs, right? And so when you get in a good workout with your abs, the next day or even later that day, you don't even want to laugh. You don't even want to breathe too hard. You don't even want to have to sit up from a laying position. Why? Because you feel it. That's some good work. And so what I'm sharing with you is that get away from just shortchanging and doing a little bit here and there because that's not really going to benefit you. When you do your abs the 2 or 3 times a week, hit them hard. Now, here's something else that you got to understand, right? When you do your strength training properly, guess what? You activate your abs and your core doing majority of your strength training work anyway. So indirectly, this is going to get worked, right? Your midsection is going to get worked while you're doing strength training effectively. And so indirectly, you're still going to work them every day, right? But that's just a secondary. It's not the primary focus of that workout, which is okay. And so your abs are going to get targeted when you strength train effectively. Why? Because through breathing and all that other stuff, you're going to be engaging your abs and your core muscles. So you have to understand that some of your multi-joint movements are going to cause you to engage your abdominal muscles, right? And so you got to understand that they're going to be worked anyway. So when you actually say, you know what, listen, I'm going to do an ab workout, do an ab workout. Don't play games with the ab workout and hey, let me do, 25 crunches and then I'm going to break for 2 minutes and then I'll do another 25. Like, you wasting time, right? And so I was asked recently, how long should an ab workout be? It really just depends on how intense your workout is, right? That's just like saying, like, I can't tell you how long your leg workout should be. I can't tell you how long your chest workout should be. It's just got to be effective and efficient. If it's a shorter amount of time, then an intensity level of it has to be higher. If you're going to spend more time with it, then it doesn't have to be intense because you're going to be working it over a period of time. The same goes for all of the other muscle groups that you're going to be working. And so you can do a 5-minute ab workout and it feel like you were working your abs for 30 minutes. Right? And how can you do that? You can do that by not taking a break at all during the 5 minutes. Your goal is to be able to get up to be doing 5 minutes straight. When I say 5 minutes straight, I mean 5 minutes straight. There is no break except for the transitional second in between your ab exercises. So if you're going from crunches, right, and then you want to go do some toe touches, that second that you take to lift your leg up and do your toe touches, right, that's the only rest you get. Then you go from that and maybe you slide your hands underneath your butt and you do some leg raises, and then you go from that and you do some bicycle, and you don't stop for 5 minutes. There are so many people that think that they got some strong abs and strong core, and you think that the workouts that you've been doing, and I'm not trying to take away from that, I'm not trying to belittle what you've been doing, but I'm just telling you, right, try it out. Try doing 5 minutes straight. See if you can get 5 minutes straight without having to take a break. Right? And then don't pick, baby exercises, right? Like, all right, I'm just going to do some crunches for 5 minutes. Because, even crunches for 5 minutes, right? You're going to feel it at some point. You want to transition and do a lot of different things. Get in some bicycles. Get in some cross crunches. Get in some leg lifts. Get in some knee raises. Get in some toe touches. Get in some V-ups. Get in some sit-ups, right? You want to be able to do these things. Get in some Russian twists. And see if you can transition through all of those for 5 minutes straight without having to take a break. I'm telling you, that can be challenging. And so the duration of the time, it just really depends on how intense you want to be. If you're like, all right, listen, that's a little bit too intense for me. Okay, cool, no problem. You can go through some cycles of doing, even doing interval training with your abs, right? Let's say if you want to go for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, right? Go 30 seconds on, 10 or 15 seconds off. What does that mean? That means that you're going and doing the exercise for 30 seconds straight. It could be 30 seconds, it could be 45 seconds, it could be 60 seconds, right? You do it for that duration straight, and then you rest for a shorter amount of time, right? And so your rest time is going to be shorter than whatever time your work time is, right? And so your rest time might be, 15 seconds if you're doing, 45 seconds, or even 10 seconds if you're doing 30 seconds, right? You get to play with that, right? And then you go again. As soon as that time is up, you go again. And so that's one of the ways that you can work it. Now, if you want to go for reps, right? Okay, listen, you got to figure out how many reps is it going to take for you to actually really start to feel it. Oftentimes we stop, right? It's like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to do 500 reps of crunches or something. I don't know, right? 500, 250, whatever it is, right? And guess what? When you get to that 500 or that 250, you're not feeling it yet. So now, you could have just been doing it wrong and probably doing some neck ups, maybe instead of doing some crunches, right? And engaging your abs, right? Or it takes more than 250 or 500 repetitions for you to actually start feeling it. The same thing happens with other muscle groups in the gym. Oftentimes we go to the gym, and I love this Denzel quote, and I use it over and over again, is that you cannot confuse movement with progress. And so because we think that we did 250 reps or 500 reps, and we were moving and we were working, we're supposed to see the progress happen, and we're supposed to get to see our abs when we lift up our shirt, and we don't. And then we get frustrated and say, I don't understand why it's not happening. I did change my eating habits, but I want to see the right? You want to see those abs. You want to see the ripple. You want to be able to wash some clothes on your stomach or something. I don't know, right? And the reason is because you were warming up. So that 250 or those 500 reps were just a warm up for you. And then maybe that next 100 would have been the work time, which would have been when you started feeling it. And so you got to keep going until you start to feel it. And so oftentimes when it comes to working the abs, because you know what, sometimes it's not as fun or whatever the case may be, and we kind of just do it nonchalantly, right? What happens is that you are going through and just kind of going through the motions, and you stop just because you get bored, but you haven't gotten to the point where you really actually started the workout. The workout starts when you start feeling it. And so you got to understand that sometimes during your fitness journey, not just your abs, the rest of your body included, when you go through your workout, you might have spent an hour or whatever it is, and you haven't felt anything. And you're like, oh man, I feel accomplished. And I'm not taking away from your accomplishment of being in the gym, but just understand that you haven't actually engaged your muscles to produce the work. You haven't started working on your abs in order for them to pop because you haven't gotten to the threshold level of where the work begins and the results start. And so you didn't hit it yet. And sometimes that might require more reps. Sometimes that might require a whole different style of workouts for your abdominal muscles, right? Because whatever you're doing is not working. So you got to change it up. You got to switch it up. You got to do something else. Maybe try the interval training. Maybe try to go nonstop for 5 or 10 minutes. See what you can do, right? Also, another way of being able to help to create it is by adding some resistance. What is the resistance? The resistance is adding some type of weight to it. And it doesn't have to be heavy weights to start. You can start with 1 pound dumbbells. 1 pound dumbbells is going to make a difference from doing just regular body weighted activity. And then you start to increase because that weight is going to challenge you and it's going to engage the muscles a little bit differently. And that's going to give you a whole different type of result. So you got to understand that if you really want to get that flat stomach, if you really want to get those abs, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? You? I don't even know where that came from, right? But if you want to get that, remember it starts in the kitchen. Your nutritional habits are really going to determine what this looks like. And then the work that you're putting in the gym and in your home and on the floor and standing up. And now listen, is it better to do ab exercises on the floor or standing? Listen, whatever you're more comfortable with. I say have a variation of both. Do some laying, do some sitting, do some standing, do some hanging. It all works. Making sure that you have good form, keeping your chin out of your chest, so that means that you're not pulling with your hands and you're actually engaging your core muscles, right? Because no matter what ab exercise you do, when you're moving your upper portion of your body, your chin should not be in your chest, because that means that you're pulling with your hands and you're using your upper body muscles to get you up versus engaging and activating your core. So these are just some tips for you to be able to, start to see the results, start to see the benefits, start to get the progress in this area that you want. Because I'm telling you right now, it's just waiting for you to start to do these things so that you can see the results. But again, just remember, you can't out-exercise bad eating habits. And that goes for your entire body, but especially your stomach, right? You can't out-exercise bad eating habits. So listen, that's all I got for you on today. If you got some value in this video, feel free to hit the share button, tag somebody that needs to hear this message, invite somebody to come and watch this video so that they can get the same message that you just got. And let's go out there and start to shred this fat. Let's go out there and start to get your flat stomachs. Let's go out there and get that 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, whatever type of pack you want. You got the ability to do it as long as you are willing to do the things that are necessary and required in order to create them. All right, it's your boy, Mr. Body. I'm out of here.